Okay, Elizabeth. So I've got this is our exchange here from messaging, and in your initial post, you said that you were late, and I get it. I get it. I mean, really, I think it's really important to stay on schedule, not because I'm trying to pester you to stay on schedule, but because each week we kind of scaffold off of what we learned last week. So if you end up um, falling behind a little bit, it could affect future performance in the class, being that each lesson kind of scaffolds off the last. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And that's my only concern, really, about really trying to keep abreast with the course activities as well as possible. So, is there any way I can sit my new wireframes? Well, prototypes for feedback. Absolutely, I attached the wrong. That's cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at what you have here, and then I'll have additional comments and grading. But I've got your wireframes and prototyping up here, and these are going to be included in the process book, and I think they should be because they're beautiful. I mean, you've done a great job here. My computer's acting funny. I'm not really scrolling very. Okay, here it seems to be better now. Yeah, and then we get kind of caught up on page two. Okay, then there we go to page three. So I'm not real sure why that's happening, but at any rate, let's go ahead and talk about what we have here. So these are fantastic. I mean, these are just phenomenal. I really think they are. I think that to a very high degree, you're showing detail here. You're showing the wireframes are great. Now, it's my opinion or my recommendation, I should say, to digitize these, kind of sketch these out in digital format. And let me show you what I mean. I'm going to open up the example so that you can see, where did I put, oh, that's the wrong folder right there, but here it is right here. And I just want to open this guy up so you can see this PDF. Excuse me. And of course, this is available to you. This is available through the class, but I just want to kind of jump over here and take a look at the wireframes here because I happen to think they're done beautifully, and you'll see the merit of digitizing your wireframes. It's not required. You can use sketches, but these are gorgeous, and they'll look beautiful and very, very professional in your process book, so that if and when you decide to include the process book and this project in your final student portfolio, this is just a wonderful presentation, as we can see. A little bit more professional than what we would see in the sketching stage. But as I said, it's not required. I just recommend because I think that it will enhance um, the professionalism and the visual attributes of your final presentation in that process book. Okay, so, and also keep in mind, this is a great presentation. I mean, this is fantastic. I think that there's really a lot here for students to go off. I'm going to take a look at this and just see the detail here. This is kind of representative of the kind of detail that I would like to see in your final um, uh, process book. So go through this page by page and see how you can compare this to your work and see how you can improve your work based on what we have here. Okay, so wireframes look fantastic. Prototyping, these are your your paper prototypes. These are fantastic. I think what you have here, based on what I see, is it's the page itself with the phone drawn on the page, and then these are uh, screens that you go ahead and replace, and that's fantastic. Now, what I would recommend in your student process book, boy, I'm starting to confuse myself. What I would recommend in your process book, Project One, is to include these prototypes, but describe what each arrow is doing. Okay, and then at that point, what you do is take these paper prototypes and establish your user testing. So, in other words, what you would do is you would lay out the first prototype, the paper prototype, in front of your user, and you would say, "Okay, now can you tell me where you would click to log in?" Okay, and then they would print. Right now, you've got these marked, but you don't want to have these marked in your testing because you want the viewer to be able to look at the screen and you say, okay, where would you click to find the login page? And they would look at it and they would say right here. Okay, at that point, you would replace this screen with this screen, and then you would ask them where would you enter your username and password, and of course they would point here, right? There's the keyboard. Good job. Great, great, great. Excellent. And then password, username, password, then login. And then you would just go through that scenario with with the screens and ask the user, the test subject, to perform a task. and then see if they get it right or wrong. Okay, if there's going to only be three choices, either they're going to get it right, they're going to get it wrong, or they're going to look at you and say, I don't know. So if they get it wrong or say, I don't know, then you have to go back here and kind of expedite this, resketch this, try to make that command a little bit more obvious as to where you would go navigation-wise to achieve that command, right? And that's the way you do your user testing. Now, user testing in your final process book, I just want to jump back to this process book because we've got a section on user testing here. It's right here, usability testing. Now, in this process book, there's no sketches or images or even videos of the user testing stage. I'd like to see that in your process book. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. Excuse me. So this example here shows the tasks. These are the main tasks that are completed in the user testing, right? So what I would like to see is I would like to see you with either still images. So in other words, have someone take pictures of you administering the test, okay, and pointing and asking the test subject, and make notes on that. And I think a few pictures with that would be fantastic. Another option is to video with your phone the user testing phase. And you can create an MP4 and include it right in your InDesign document and then save it out as a PDF. Pretty easy to do. A little quick research how to embed a video in a InDesign document, export to PDF or something like that. That would be really fantastic. I think that would be great. But at the very least, I'd like to see at least images of you delivering the user testing phase. Okay, so again, really fantastic job. If you have any questions at all or comments, concerns at all, please let me know and I'll be glad to clarify. Thank you very much. Again, great job.